Hi guys, this is John from John's Pipe Journey and also from Snap-on John 100. And this evening it's still in the low 90s here, so it's beastly hot. So I already hung the tree straps so I don't have to take that time, but I'll try to explain how everything works. I'm going to be hanging my hammock, and once again, double-ended stuff sack, which you'll see is really nice how they work. Gray or black end is for feet and red is for head end. So that's important. When I hang my hammock, I hang my foot end about 2 or 3 inches or 4 inches at the most higher than my head end. That causes you to kind of settle back in a better sweet spot when you're in the hammock. I'm smoking my meerschaum, and I have got Galwith Hogard Innerdale in it. Thanks, Greg. Wow, that is really good. If you have not tried that, it's one worth trying. I'm gonna get a drink here. It is gorgeous here. It's hot, but it's gorgeous. Right now there's no breeze. Usually there's a really nice breeze. Even though we're surrounded by thousands of acres of oak forest, there's still always a breeze here, and I don't understand that, but right now there isn't one. I'm not even hearing that many birds. All right, I'm gonna get started. Stay with me. As you can see, the tree straps up there, it's looped through itself, and it's coming down through the V created by the tarp, or the tarp guy line. The connection point is right here. This is a titanium, it's called a beetle buckle, and you hook the hammock loop around here, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, I loosen one end of the stuff sack, and then I'll show you, I just hook this red loop around the beetle buckle. Okay, there's the beetle buckle, and I loop that's around it. Okay. Now what I do is I just walk towards the other tree, and the hammock comes out of the stuff sack. Yeah, it's deploying out. All right, and you can see the other buckle there. Okay, now the hammock is deployed, and you can see the ridge line is set up for no rain and open sky. And on the ground, the stakes, so I can zoom in on that, the stakes are still in the ground. So if I needed to deploy the tarp, it would take me less than a minute. The foot end is slightly higher up than the head end. It's hard to tell because of the I'm holding this camera by hand and I'm not holding it exactly straight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the camera angle and then show you how I adjust it for sleeping. First of all, I'll just let you know, to tighten this, all you do is pull on it and it moves up. All right, first I sit in it to test it. So I move the material, so I've got a lot of material here, and I sit just on the front edge gently. And as you can see, that's just a little bit too low. So what I'm going to do is pull on the ends, and I'll get this farther back so you can see. I'm going to pull on that end right there. I'll move the stuff sack up the line. Down there. And I just tighten it so it wants to stay put. There we go. So I'm going to pull this up. And now I'll sit in it again. Okay, that's about perfect. You want it so that when you're sitting in it, you're just like you're sitting down in a chair. So the other thing too, well, let me check. There's a ridge line here. It's what's keeping this netting up, and it's good. And so, okay, as you can see, I'm completely enclosed with a bug net. I can get in on either side. I got zippers on both sides. The bug net will come off. I can put a solid nylon top on it for winter. It's got like a vent at one end for where your head is. This right here is a mesh gear loft that you can hang stuff. This is the hammock's, the ridge line for the hammock, and what the benefit of it is, no matter how tight you put your hammock, you get the same sag, or like the smile. It looks like a smile when you're looking at it when nothing's in it. You want it to sag. You don't want the hammock to be straight ever. And then there's some things here. I can hang stuff from these. Here's a light. Oh. And so, as you can tell, it's hard to tell, but I'm lying completely flat. And it's super hot because it's like still 92 or something. But anyway, I don't have to worry about any bugs at night or anything like that. No creepy crawlies because you're off the ground. And you don't have to worry about finding a place that has no rocks or roots or anything because you're suspended above it all. Okay, so anyway, this is how I hang my hammock, and also why I love to camp in a hammock. Wow, it's so hot. I was burning up. But the one cool thing about a hammock too is they breathe, and so you have convective currents all night long underneath you and on top too. Especially if you have your tarp. You pitch your tarp as high as you can for the weather. If it's going to be stormy, you pitch it as low as possible. and then you put the doors down. I would leave the doors up unless it was going to rain and blow. But anyway, that's my setup, and I'm going to be sleeping in it sometime this week. I don't know if I'm going to tonight or not, but there's nothing also like being in a hammock during a rain, hearing the rain on top of your tarp and stuff. It's just magical. I wished I would have started hammock camping when I was a kid. Thanks, Greg. There's nothing like not having to crawl around your hands and knees inside your tent and then try to, crawl out and stand up and everything. And being all sore from lying on the ground. When I wake up in the morning, it's like being gone to a chiropractor. Your pains are all gone. You're completely relaxed. The other thing is, I have gone to bed just when it got dark, which is pretty early, and slept all the way till noon the next day. That's unbelievable. Could never do that in a bed ever. And so, I can't say enough about hammocks, how good they are, because I love it. Thanks, Greg. Well, I hope you guys found that interesting, especially people that didn't know much about hammocks. That's one thing. A gathered-in hammock is the type that it's bunched up on both ends, and as long as you have the smile, you lie diagonally at roughly 45-degree angles from the center of the hammock, you can lie completely flat. If you're in line with it, you're shaped like a banana, and you end up with hyperextended, or whatever it's called, knees. That hurts real bad because your knees are being bent the wrong way, and your back is sore and stuff. I couldn't even take a nap if I was shaped or positioned like that. But once again, if you're at a diagonal, it flattens right out, and you're cradled by cloth from every inch of your body, so like you're completely supported, way better than a mattress. And if anybody's ever interested in trying it or getting one, the best thing to do is make sure you get one from cottage industry, because the mass-produced ones like Eno or Grand Trunk are way too short and too narrow, and so you cannot lie diagonally well enough. And so I'm like 5'8", and so I have an 11-foot hammock. So that's the length you want to get, 11 feet, and just standard width, whatever they recommend. Then you can lie down completely flat. I wasted so much money. I bought like 3 cheap ones and just about gave up on it until I tried a good one, and I could not believe it was like night and day different. So anyway, that's my advice. Do not buy a cheap one unless you're just going to use it for a short nap. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And once again, until we see each other again, God bless.